All right, mic check, mic check, mic check. For those watching, let me know how the sound is, if you would. Is the sound on? I can't tell. You guys let me know. I'm talking now. Someone let me know if the sound is working. No? Yes? Yeah, it's working. Cool. All right. Well, this is our UFC Fight Night Shanghai or Fight Morning at 7 a.m. Jesus. The live stream. We are here. We are working. And let's get started. Can you hear the TV? Someone let me know if you can hear the TV. Okay, perfect. If you can't hear the TV, that's great. I'm going to move some stuff here just quickly. Excuse me. All right. Let's watch some fights. Got my Celsius again. I don't know if you can see that. Celsius, sponsor your boy. I love your product. I can make you some money. Let's get it started. It's going to be a good card, I think. I think this is going to be a great card. By the way, updated the set for you guys. Let me know. And this is actually something I told you guys about last podcast. This is the patreon.com. We've introduced it. It's live now. You guys can go to the actual site. I have it in the description as well. Go check it out. You guys, I've made some cool tiers on there. I've made different levels where you guys can contribute to the show if you'd like to. I'll never ask you to go give me your hard-earned money, but if you do want to contribute to the show and you do want to open your heart up, I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome either way. I just wanted to let you know and, not have a totally black, bland background today. So there you go. And on this side, I guess, in the honor of, or for the sake of fighting in China, in Shanghai today, I changed the logo to the W.A.D.E concept goes to China. So here we are. They've just started the telecast. I'm just cracking my Celsius. Let's get it started. Whew. Not gonna lie, y'all. I hate waking up this early. Doing it for y'all, though. All right. They are going over the rules of the octagon. 3 judges score the bout. Bout duration is 3 5-minute rounds. And for main events, you're going to have 5 5-minute rounds. Round winner gets 10 points. The opponent gets 9 or less. And scoring is based on effective striking, grappling, aggression, and octagon control. So there it is. There it is. Fight 1 is about to start. Let's see who we got going right here. Lord, I cannot. Oh, we have Muslim Salvakov and Alex Garcia going at it. The Russian versus Croatian. You guys are going to have to excuse me. I'm half asleep, but I'm getting there. Bruce Buffer, always tailored up, ready to go. Always. Three-round fight. Out of the Dominican Republic. I said Croatia. Jesus Christ. 0 for 1 starting out today. There we go. King of Kung Fu. What a nickname. What a nickname. Big John Sharp. Not Big John McCarthy. Big John Sharp. Going to be refereeing this one. All right, let's get it going. A lot of feeling out. I can already tell you guys for these fights, especially these guys in the lower card that aren't knockout artists, that aren't knockout artists. There's gonna be a lot of feeling out in the first rounds. So Solikov lands a good leg kick though. Garcia right in for the takedown. Garcia looks like the bigger, stronger guy. Goes for a single leg. I mean, he went straight for that takedown. So I'm again not knowing either of the fighters. I'm guessing, and I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's a pretty good guess that Garcia is a former wrestler because he is moving in that guard already. Already got half guard. Solikov trying to hold his body down close so he can't posture up and strike. I was watching. What was I watching? I was watching something. I don't know if it was a Metamoris documentary, which Metamoris, for you guys that don't know, is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament. But I was watching, it was something on Kron Gracie, who was the son of Rickson Gracie, who, for, again, those who don't know, is probably the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner that ever lived. And I just recently kind of started going back and watching a lot of stuff, Jiu-Jitsu stuff. And I want to watch that documentary Choke. And I might do a review on it on the channel. So you guys let me know if you guys want me to do that. It's basically details Rickson Gracie's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu career and how he kind of developed the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu using, I don't want to say basic techniques, but things that were not overly complicated in the Jiu-Jitsu world, right? So it's a really cool documentary. So you guys let me know if you want to watch it. Basically, what I mean with that, revert to the fight. Garcia loses top position. They're back on the feet. But how that has relevance to the fight, Solikov had a very high guard right there, trying to keep Garcia down on his body. And Kron Gracie, the son of Rickson Gracie, does that a lot, where he puts a really high guard up so the guys can't posture up and strike down on him. Solikov had a really good guard right there. UFC's telling me that UFC Shanghai is live now, and I already know. You ain't catching me slipping, UFC. I'm up and at it. Both guys back to the feet. See, like Solikov wants to keep it on the feet. Oh, spinning body kick. Nice. I can definitely tell that hurt Garcia. Yeah, it looks like he wants to spin. He threw the body kick, and now he's already he's light on his feet. Solikov is. I think he's really starting to get comfortable now. Nice left jab. Really good movement. Outside leg kick by Solikov. Garcia either doesn't want to pull the trigger or he's just can't get the timing right because the distance isn't there. Solikov sliding away, but he's going for that takedown. This time Solikov defends. Up against the cage, he's got the underhook on. Trying to spread the legs, not let him clinch those hands together. Oh, Garcia with a big knee out of the clinch. I would say this is a tough round. It's a close round. I mean, Solikov's obviously landing the bigger shots on the feet. Garcia does have the takedown. Didn't do much in it. I mean, he controlled position for a little bit, passed guard a little bit, went into half guard. But I would say Solikov on the feet is getting the rounds. So I probably would give him the round right here. 35 seconds left for those that are trying to sync it up. I know Kelsey's watching, and she's probably ahead of me for some reason. Anytime we watch UFC fights together, she is ahead of me. every single time. Another takedown by Garcia right at the end of the round. That might sway the round. Garcia passes the guard, standing up in the guard, throwing shots down. Now Garcia has the back. Of course, Kelsey's ahead of me. No spoilers, Kelsey. Garcia throwing shots. Tough one to call. Garcia did really help his case with the end of that round. That takedown at the end of the round, that's huge. Because he didn't do much damage with the first one, but that single leg at the end of the round was big. Salikov with that big spinning heel kick to the body. That was nice. That was a nice double leg right at the end there. I was going to give the round to Salikov before the last takedown, but I guess when you get 2 takedowns like Alex Garcia did, had a couple of shots that he landed as well at the end of the round. It's tough round. I'll go Garcia, 10-9, the first. All right, round 2. By the way, guys, I don't know if you can see that. If you don't know what that is, again, the link will be in the description, but that says the patreon.com/Wade Plemons. So that's all one thing. I just didn't have enough room, and I hope my handwriting's legible, but there you go. I thought it'd be cool to hang it there and not just have the blank background. Hope you guys like it. All right, round 2. 4:30 and counting. Salikov very light on the feet. Nice switch kick. Garcia looks like he's trying to time that level change. You can see he's dropping down for that takedown off of Salikov's movement forward. So he's starting to time up Salikov. Really wait for them to throw that either that right hand or that jab and slip under. Ooh, another spinning kick miss. Oh, I like that. Garcia kind of fakes the takedown, comes with the overhand left. Tries to shoot there, nothing going. Salikov's really either trying to find that spinning kick. There it is. Woo! That hook kick is there. He's trying to. Oh, big right hand. Garcia, big right hand. I think Salikov's really trying to throw a lot of feints, a lot of kind of jab motion with that left hand just to come with the spinning hook kick behind it. He's not. I wouldn't say he's not telegraphing it, but you can tell that's definitely what he wants to do. Oh, he's trying. You can see that spin movement coming. I don't know if that's his specialty to throw that hook kick, but and it's funny, Kelsey and I actually last night were watching Uriah Hall throw that hook kick in The Ultimate Fighter, and there was no tell behind Uriah Hall's hook kick. You could not tell what the guy was throwing or where it was coming from. That guy's just a freak, really. But Salikov is you can tell he definitely wants to throw it. He's trying to relax Garcia with the left hand and the movement and the feints, circling to his right. Another shot by Garcia up against the cage. Trying to get that double leg against the cage. Switches to a single leg. Garcia's trying. There it is. Gets the double leg. Puts him down. Keeps him down on the cage. So I guess that would be 3 takedowns. And it's really the only significant action. I mean, Salikov did go for the big head kick. It was partially blocked. So I would think that the judges wouldn't, per se, give him. And Garcia's got top position, inside control. Landing some shots. Now he's going to take the back. Oh, he's got the back. Looks like he's got a choke almost in. It's over the chin. It's not quite under it. You got to get under that chin. Oh, there's a tap. Alex Garcia with the rear naked choke. I think he either slipped it right under the chin at the last second or got a neck crank instead. Woo! The big win. Huge win. I mean, ridiculous strength right there from Alex Garcia to be able to ragdoll. To be able to ragdoll him to the ground like that. Smooth move to the back. Yeah, I don't think he actually got under the chin, which is probably even more impressive. So for that rear naked choke, obviously you want to get that arm underneath the chin, right? You want to be able to either that way with the arm, or just to come over and neck crank. But I think he got it over, like right over the chin, right here, and just had so much pressure that he couldn't breathe. God, that's got to have some serious pressure behind it. Yeah, either you tap right there or he might break your nose because that looked like it was over his nose and chin. Probably can't breathe. Woof. That's rough. That's a rough crank. But a big win for Garcia, for Alex Garcia. Huge win. Huge win. Look at this, man. Got some moves. All right, Garcia. Shaking it for the Chinese ladies in attendance. Big win. Look at that, man. That's how you start off a fight card at 7 a.m. Get me excited about something. Choke someone to sleep. Here's his post-fight call-out, as they call it. See who he's got. I'm sure he'll call out somebody in the top 10. Legend in the Kung Fu world, giving his props. Garcia's trying to articulate himself, use some expletives. Everybody has a good laugh about that. Oh, that's cool. He apologized. Not that he had to, but that's cool. That was a smooth. I mean, Shilikov tried to get up, had one hand on the ground and was trying to get up. And anytime you're on the ground like that, and obviously there's a guy right there on you, especially in side control, and you turn that back on the guy in side control, he's, Garcia did the right thing, stepped over with the left foot, and automatically had one hook in. And as strong as he is, I don't know if he even needs the double hooks in for him to get that. In this case, he didn't. Put one hook in, got behind him. He locked in the choke, sort of, right over the chin. But as strong as he is, you don't really need to. So that's tough when you're trying to get up off your back and you're trying to cage walk. Probably the one thing you don't want to do. And I'm no expert, but the one thing you don't want to do, I would think, is try to turn your back away from that cage when you're trying to cage walk and get up, because he's trying to get a fight on the Winnipeg card coming up. So he's knocking anyone out when he gets in Winnipeg. Well, I don't know about that, but he's a strong guy. You never know. What I was saying was, if you're going to cage walk, say this is the cage behind me, right? If you're getting up off of the ground, Shilikov did, one of two things. Obviously, you want to try to push off the ground and keep your back fairly against the cage, so that there's no threat of someone taking your back or getting that rear naked choke. Obviously, in his situation, he thought he could escape through the front, puts his left hand down, and flips his back to Garcia. Garcia takes advantage immediately. Obviously, throws the left hook in, gets the rear naked choke right over the chin, which is, again, crazy. Just sheer pressure on the chin, and Shilikov had to tap. I need to do my research on Shilikov. Apparently, he's a kung fu legend. I had no idea. Oh, snap. The fighting Brit. Michael Bisping is in the building. In the building. All smiles today. You can tell that is a man that is ready to fight and that is ready to get this loss to George St. Pierre behind him. Because he is, again, you take a fight on 12 days notice or 6 days notice or whatever it was. 3 weeks notice from his last fight. 6 days after his last fight. There's some demons inside Michael Bisping that are trying to get out. And hopefully he can exercise those tonight. Man, I'm a big Bisping fan, especially after the way he handled that George St. Pierre loss and just how game he is all the time. I went back yesterday and watched. We're in a commercial break, so I'm going to turn it down. I went back yesterday or the day before and watched his second fight with Dan Henderson, and what a war that was. For him to get caught with that H-bomb in round one, just over-the-top H-bomb that everybody knows Dan Henderson for at this point. Huge. And then, for Bisping to come back and win the fight, win the last 3 rounds, really, because it looked like he had gotten beaten the first 2. But yeah, the guy's so game. To get knocked completely dead against Anderson Silva and just to have the fight go on and him come out, get on the stool for 30 seconds and come out and win the 4th round. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. So, props to Michael Bisping, man. This guy's been in the sport for forever, since I've been watching, way before I've been watching. And it looks like we're on his last 2 fights, so you fight fans, you better appreciate him while he's around, because I said this in my podcast last week. When he's gone, the 185 division is not going to have anybody like him. No one in the UFC is going to be like him. So I hope you guys appreciate him. We have Alex. How do you say his last name? Thank you, Kelsey, for watching. Oh, what is... That was nasty, and you got ahead of me and spoiled it. Sorry, Kelsey. Had to do it. I have to give the people what they want in real time. Real-time reactions. And again, guys, for those of you that are watching the live stream, I unfortunately will not be showing the actual event today. Sorry about that, but I don't know the legalities of public access television, even though this is actually exclusive on the UFC Fight Pass app. So just to avoid any kind of risk, I'm just not going to show it at all. If you do want to watch it or watch along with me, you can go to the UFC Fight Pass app, get you a free trial, watch, have a good time with me for the next couple hours, then do whatever you want to do after that. But fortunately, it's just going to be me, and if you guys want to watch it, you can go watch it there. But I will give some in-depth, informative commentary on all things, even this walkout by, again, don't know his last name. That's that in-depth commentary I bring. He's got some beautiful hair, though, I've got to say. That afro is very vibrant, bouncy. Not sure how that's going to go for him if he gets caught in a guillotine, because how do you get that hair out? You get caught with that cotton candy on your head, I'm not sure what you're doing. We have Wang Guan. Guess he's got a myriad of experience. I'm throwing out the big words today, just so you guys know that I'm awake. I'm throwing out big words. I'm drinking my Celsius. Let's get it. Wang Guan apparently has a myriad, a plethora of experience outside of the UFC cage and is making his UFC debut today. Let's see what he's got. He's got a 7-fight win streak, 14 of 19 wins by knockout. Ooh, we might see a barn burner right here then. I'm not sure if it's Wong Guam or Wang Guam. But for the sake of not getting roasted on YouTube or in any kind of comment section, I'm going to say Wong Guang. Not trying to. We'll leave that where it's at. All right. Let's get this guy going. We'll just call him Guan. Wong Guan. Because if I keep saying Wong Guan, I'm going to tongue tie myself. So, Guan entering the cage now. 19-1-1. This guy looks like he's legit. I mean, obviously, haven't seen him throw any sort of strike yet, but his record, his wins by knockout, his 7-fight win streak. In MMA, it's ridiculously hard to get a 7-fight win streak. This isn't, where you can outpoint somebody as easily as you can in boxing. The consequences just aren't as dire, and I hate to say that about any sport. Alex Cazares, got a 2.5 reach advantage over Guan. Younger. 1-inch height. I don't know if that's an advantage, but it's a featherweight fight. That hair, man. Miami, Florida. Shout out. Caceres. Didn't know how to say it. That's what I was listening for, y'all. Sorry about the pause. Caceres. Caceres looks like one of the guys, if you guys have ever seen that movie Roll Bounce with Nick Cannon, he looks like one of the cats off that movie. It looks like he should have some skates on and parachute pants, sliding around the roller rink in unison with like 3 other dudes. That's what it looks like. Wang Guan, the home favorite, of course, here in Shanghai. All right, here we go. Caceres, I think is how he says his last name. Caceres. Ready to go, he looks like. I don't know. I don't know much about Caceres either. Come out, touch gloves, show sportsmanship. Whoa, Wong Guan. Big right hand to start the fight. Another big right hand. Caceres sneaks in a left body kick, though. Already some action going on. Guan loading that right hand up. Ready looking for that knockout. Good inside leg kick. Outside leg kick by Caceres. Caceres is the southpaw. Guan standing orthodox. Both so they can throw those left and right high kicks, I'm assuming. Boom, there it is. Missed time, but Caceres throwing the left high kick. Both showing good movement, light on the feet. Guan looks like he just wants to unload that right hand. Nice teak kick. Another one. Guan, very explosive, moving very fast. Caceres shows explosion too, though. They clinch. Big knee by Caceres in the clinch. I think that might have been to the groin area. Who hit who? I think a ghost just entered my my live stream. What the heck was that? I think that was my mattress. My mattress fell over. Excuse the paranormal activity going on in my stream right now. We're all good. It doesn't even look any different, I don't think, to you guys. Oh, it actually does. Darn it. All right, I am going to fix that really quickly. I'll be right back. They're taking a timeout right now. Looks like Guan got kneed in the groin area. So let me fix this really quick. Oh, my Lord, what a shot. Oh, geez. That's rough. I'll be right back. Actually, you know what? We're just going to leave it. We're just going to leave it because I don't want to mess with the stream right now. We will figure it out in a little bit. I didn't do anything. I'm trying to get more of that board in the actual picture here. There we go. Dang it, there's that. All right, we're back at it. Guan is ready. I'm trying to pull my curtain. I had a nail on it, Kelsey, and the mattress decided it wasn't having it this morning. It fell down. I'll have to do it in a second. All right. Guan looking good, looking smooth with movement. Oh, big body kick. Looks like he's recovered from the groin shot. I've never, like I said, I don't know a lot about these two guys, but Guan, UFC debut looking, big left hand. Stumbled Caceres. Big step in left hand jab. Caceres wobbled there for a second. Looks like he's trying to get his feet under him. Guan's got some heavy hands though, man. Like some big shots he's landing. Caceres just trying to circle away. Circling toward the power hand, though. Interesting enough. I think guys, when they get rocked, they try to stay with that technique, but sometimes just really try to survive and move around wherever the opening is. Not necessarily where the safety is, but where the openings are. They're clinching against the cage right now. No one really gaining position. Big knee. I like that knee from Caceres. And back on the feet. But when guys get hurt like that, I think that they just try to escape and survive however possible, which of course is understandable. Caceres trying to open up with his hands here. Another one of those teak kicks or quad kicks. John Jones has really popularized those. Really effective move. Caceres tried to jump in for a step-in uppercut, lead hand uppercut. Guan counters with the left hook. Those nice inside leg kick. Those quad kicks that a lot of people throw now. John Jones has been doing that for years. Guan looks like he's just furious that he even is in the ring with Caceres. Caceres threw a left hook. Oh. Spinning backhand. Oh, Caceres starting to land a little bit here, though. Starting to really come forward. Guan looks disgusted by the punches. Infuriated that he's even being touched by him. Guan with that quad kick again. Oh, step in. They are throwing some shots. Guan is just stepping in and letting the right hand go. No real concern of being countered, even though he's getting caught with a left as soon as he steps in. Caceres is throwing right as Guan steps in with the right. He's throwing that left, and they're both connecting. This would be a tough round to judge. I would give it to Guan just because of the wobble and the forward pressure, especially at the beginning of the round. But Caceres is coming on, throwing big shots. Guan now backing up. Guan looping right hand. Telegraphed. Tries to throw a front kick to the face. Oh. At the end of the round, I'm going to fix this for you guys. Oh, my Lord. Big shot. Guan trying to finish it here. Holy cow. Dude, that's how crazy it is. Oh, big shots. Big shots. Woo! Saved by the bell. Caceres wobbly. Trying to get back to his corner. What are we going to do here? Trying to sit him down in the corner. Referee's checking on him. Doctor's in, trying to check on him. He's saying he's good. He's saying he's all right. I think he cleared the cobwebs. Holy cow. Just as I'm saying, just as I take my attention away for half a second, Guan lands a monster right hand in close, right in the pocket. Holy cow. Caceres is not okay. I mean, he's trying to get the cob. Oh, it was a big step in left. Excuse me. Step in left hand. Put him down. Woo! Both of these guys, the thing is with both these guys, the technique is very similar. Caceres has cleared the cobwebs. Looks all right coming out for the second round here. But one shot could end it. One shot from Guan could end it. And he comes out aggressive. He runs toward him. They meet in the middle. Guan want to move forward, and it looks like he wants to close the show right here. Big left hand. Caceres is wobbly again. He is not recovered. Guan looks like he's going for the kill here. He's still hurt. He's for sure still hurt. He's trying to find those legs. Caceres is. Guan just stalking forward. Caceres is still throwing, though. You got to give my man credit. Still trying to recover. It looks like he's getting his legs back under him a little bit. Guan being patient, which I do like a lot. Ooh, big quad kick. Caught Caceres off balance there. See, I like when guys stay composed and stay aggressive. I don't think it's a smart move sometimes. I know you want to pounce on that opponent when you hurt him and try to end the fight. High kick from Guan. But sometimes you expend more energy than it's worth trying to end it right there. Guan staying really patient here in the second round. Really picking his shots well. Caceres looking to come in and throw something big, you can tell. Oh, big right hand. Flying knee misses. Just barely, though. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Guan is throwing some big shots, man. And he's landing. Another one. Oh, man. Caceres throws a groin kick. Ref tries to stop it. Guan says no. I think Guan knows that he has him hurt. And he wants to keep the fight going. That is a smart move, absolutely. Dan Hardy with the great call. You guys can't hear that, but I can. Dan Hardy encouraging Guan to keep the fight going, which I think is the smart call. I don't think he got hurt by that groin kick, so keep it going. Spinning back kick by Caceres misses, just barely. Inside leg kick. Oh, both guys stepping in. This is what I was saying between the rounds. Both guys throwing similar technique, especially in the pocket. Both stepping in, throwing overhand rights or, in Caceres' case, lefts, and at the same time, they're throwing on each other's throw. So as soon as one guy starts to move forward, the other guy's throwing that counter left or the counter right. Caceres, great movement now. I don't know what that was. Flailing Superman punch that didn't find a home. But great movement now out of Caceres. You can see the cobwebs are shaking. But Guan still has that massive right hand, and apparently the big power out of the step-in lead hook or the lead left. So the danger is not over by any means. 2 minutes still left in the second round. Caceres still looking for the spinning high kick. Good inside leg kick. Ooh. Right head kick just barely missed on the toes. Jeez, I get so nervous, man, because the consequences are so dire. Just with one shot, even at 145, these guys can put the lights out in a second. Especially Guan, man. All these punches, when he's hitting, they're stinging. So much so that Caceres is darting out of there as soon as he throws. Like I said, though, Caceres is throwing some wild looping shots, trying to hit something big. Caceres gets a shot to the back of the head there. When was TJ a commentator? What is that? Since Ben Wallace. Since when was TJ a commentator? Not sure what that is. or what that means. But I appreciate the view, buddy. Appreciate it. Another quad kick. Those quad kicks are so devastating too, man. Especially with the lead left, whatever leg is up. It's hard to put. Look, even right there, you can see Caceres is having trouble putting pressure on that front leg, and it's tough, man. Especially when you get tagged with those, you can see the little bit of redness building up on that lead leg too, and it'll cause guys to switch their stances. Good shot to the body there. Another high kick just barely misses. But yeah, those quad kicks, man, it forces guys to switch stance because after a while, man, it's hard to put pressure on that front knee. All right, I am going to fix this really quick. I'm going to be right back, guys. I know I ain't got much time, but I'm going to try to fix it here. All right, we are back. Just in time. 4:52 left in the third. Got my man Ben Wallace and Kelsey Santiago in the live stream. Let's go. If I were to score this, it's got to be 2-0 Guan right now. First round might easily, I don't want to say easily, but could be a 10-8 with the knockdown. Caceres still using that lead leg for kicks, though. But those quad kicks have got to hurt. Got to be doing some damage. Oh, big step in left hand. Jeez. What a debut for Guan, man. This just goes to show you, man, the UFC doesn't necessarily breed, every single fighter. This guy's been a killer outside of the UFC. He's 19-1-1, and then his debut is doing work. Taking the fight to Caceres. Oh, 1-2 puts Caceres down. That was a big shot right there. Oh, that's a dog in there doing that? I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the dog sounds like it's coughing in there. That was a huge 1-2 by Guan. The power this guy has at 145. Another step in left hand. That jab is nasty. Oh, that was a nice counter by Caceres there. Caceres smiling. I love that, man. Guys that love to fight. Because he's been knocked. Ooh, a little bit of an accidental headbutt there. Even if he's been knocked down like that. Oh, missed on the head kick. Little slip there on the head kick. You don't want to do that against a guy like Guan. He'll pounce on you. Even though, again, he's showing great patience here in the third round. Not really rushing in. Not really doing a lot to leave himself open. Just picking his spots. And when he can, throwing big shots. Now in the clinch against the cage. Caceres, oh, nice high knee. Guan tries the trip. No go. They both come back to the center of the ring. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. But yeah, like I was saying, the UFC doesn't necessarily, another right hand, have some of the, there's some of the best fighters in these countries like China, like Sydney, where the UFC Fight Night was last week. They're these fighters that are relative unknowns. Oh, Big lead uppercut from Caceres. Spinning hook kick to the body. That's some nice offense from Caceres there. There's one thing if you're Guan you don't want to do. I don't know if he's tired, but you don't want to let the Caceres heat up here in this last minute and steal one from you. But yeah, these places like Shanghai, like Sydney, I mean, sometimes these fighters that are unknown just looking for a chance in the UFC, and this is Guan's debut, and he's looking phenomenal. Big power, especially if you had the straight punches, man. His straights are devastating. Great technique on the quad kicks. We got 1:07 left. Let's bring it home, boys. I will say Caceres coming forward here in this third round. Oh, nice jab. I don't know if we got an eye poke there. Oh, another kick to the groin. That's 3, and the ref hasn't given any kind of warning or point taken. I feel like at some point you got to take a point, regardless if it's accidental or not. I mean, I don't want to be that guy that's causing a guy a fight or anything, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, oh, man. Clearly, right to the groin. And it's tough, you know. I don't think that would cost Caceres the fight in this situation, but that's 3. The second one, Guan waved off because he wanted to continue fighting, but three kicks like that, they're gonna do damage. So you gotta take a point at some point, in my opinion. It's not that Caceres is doing it intentionally, because of course he's not, but you gotta take that point at some point. Some point. Gotta take a point. 3 people watching in the live stream. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you for getting up and watching with me. We're going to keep the train going here as soon as I get back to the fighting. While they're on break, tell me, guys, how you're liking the stream, how you like the if you like the background, if you think there's some things I could do differently, let me know. Yeah. Let me know in the live chat. Let me know in the comments. Hit me up on my social media. Let me know what you think. Caceres coming out like a madman here in this last minute. It looks like trying to score this knockout. I think he knows he's down on the cards. He is walking Guan down, throwing some shots here. It's getting a little wild. Throwing the body kick. Now the clinch. He loves that high knee in the clinch. The outside high knee. He's got to have some great flexibility to throw that. There's got to be some hip flexibility there. Last 13 seconds. Looks like they're going to stand and bring it home here. Oh, Caceres threw a big left hook on it. Oh, another one. Body kick, throwing. That was a great end to that fight. Great end. Guan probably an easy decision there. Easy decision. Oh, Kelsey likes the shirt. Well, since you want to go ahead and talk about the shirt, let's just plug the shirt. Design made by Kelsey Santiago, of course. But this shirt is the design, I don't know if you guys can hear me, of the W.A.D.E concept right here. It's the logo. I'm going to stand up and show you guys the back of it. Or I'll just turn around. So you guys can see that. Now, these shirts, we do want to produce a couple more of. Now, if you guys do like them, there are going to be some tiers coming to. Look at this, a double plug. There's going to be a tier coming to the Patreon.com when we get, going a little bit on Patreon. For you guys to be able to if you contribute to the show in a certain fashion, then we get you one of these shirts. Depending on what you like, depending on, the colors, all that stuff, you let me know. We'll get it going for you. But yeah, Kelsey designed these. Got the W.A.D.E concept on the sleeve. You guys want to support and you want some of these shirts, let me know. We got 4 people in the stream. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. You guys getting up and watching. 2 people just dipped out, but we had 4. I'm claiming it. I promise we had 4. But yeah, I think Guan got that decision pretty easily. 30-27s across the board. Maybe a 30-26 in that first round, a 10-8 round. But That was a big introduction to the UFC for Guan. 29-28. Wow. They gave Guan a split decision there. That's very surprising. I'm not sure what Caceres would have done to win a round. He got dropped in the first twice. Maybe if you wanted to give him the third, but he also threw the kick to the groin, the third one. I think that would had a point taken away, but there was no point taken away. So, but wow. Either way, split decision goes to Wang Guan. Now we have Jing Liang, or in my pronunciation when I first saw the name, Jingling. Hashtag no racist. But no, Jing Liang is fighting Otao. Li Jing Liang. Been in the UFC for a good little bit now. It's got a 3-fight winning streak going. It's got to be so cool for these guys, especially a lot of international fighters, because the UFC does employ a good number of international fighters. I would even say the number of international fighters to domestic fighters in the U.S., it would probably get close to 50-50. So it's got to be so cool when they go to these guys' home countries and fight. Look at this. We have Mark Goddard. For those of you that don't know and have lived under the rock for the last week and a half, Mark Goddard is the referee that Conor McGregor got into a situation with in the Bellator cage. It looks like he is either going to be the referee in this fight, or he was just checking the vitals and the equipment before the fight there. But he is ringside, so we might see him in the octagon. Mark Goddard is probably one of the best referees in the game right now. Handled that Conor situation perfectly, in my opinion. He did some really, really good things in that kind of high intensity environment that Conor McGregor always brings when he's in any kind of arena, especially when he's jumping over cages illegally. But we're about to get this fight started as well. I'm going to turn this up for just a second. Zach Ottow versus Li Jing Liang. It's going to be a good fight. But like I was saying, I think it's really cool when the UFC does go to these countries, these guys that are international fighters that don't necessarily get to fight in front of their families or in front of their fan base, get to go home and put one on for their people. And that's really cool to me, man. I think that the UFC should do more of it. I think they're starting to do more of it. And even in markets that maybe aren't as popularized, I think it's really great for the sport, because you get this unknown talent like a Wang Guan, who comes out and a split decision. I don't really see how that was that, but gets a really good win in his debut and could possibly be, a contender at the 145 division. Maybe not in the top 10, at least not right now, but one of these guys that could really make waves. So I think it's really good for the sport. I think it's really good for the company. All right. Ottow and Jing Liang. Ottow with the outside leg kick. Ottow coming forward. Really aggressive on the feet. Liang looking relaxed. Oh, big right hand. Ottow throwing a lot of feints, switching stances. And this is a welterweight division, so these guys are big boys. One shot will put the lights out here. Jing Liang, crisp striking. Ottow keeping forward pressure. Really trying to back Jing Liang up. Looking to burst in and throw shots. Jing Liang staying relaxed, staying long. Level changes from both gentlemen. A lot of feeling out here. Atao throws the left high kick. Nothing really there. Ooh, big step in right hand from Atao. Like that. Good inside leg kick. Jing Liang. Both these guys really showing good movement. Atao really showing good stand up. Great striking, great getting in, throwing his shots, jumping back out. Really good movement, really good feints. Level changes from both gentlemen. Both these guys really not wanting to take that. Ooh, big shot. Jingling throws the right hand. You can tell both these guys respect each other's power, not really wanting to step in and stay in that pocket for too long because both guys have been caught already. Nothing crazy, but both guys have been caught clean. Anything with real power, with real twist and sit down in those punches, and the lights could go out. So I think these guys are really respecting each other's power here, kind of staying out of that pocket range. A lot of fakes going right now. Oh. Jing Liang with a nice left hook. Oh, big right hand from Jing Liang. Ground and pound. Atao trying to get back to his feet, trying to cover up. Jing Liang not letting him. Staying with the pressure. Big shots, and it's over. Woo! Herb Dean stops the fight. First round TKO Jing Liang, and he goes over the cage into the crowd to celebrate. He's running into the crowd. Looks like his wife there with his daughter. That's a great moment. Holy cow. What a shot to put the lights out from Jing Liang. This is what I was talking about, man. Both guys didn't want to play that game in the pocket, and Atao stayed in just long enough for the counter right hand. And when he hit it, man, he dropped him like a sack of potatoes. I couldn't tell if Atao was completely hurt. I mean, obviously he was hurt. He got wobbled for sure. I couldn't tell if he was trying to escape and get back to his feet or stay in the guard. But regardless, Jing Liang got to the ground. The ground and pound was vicious. Caught the right leg kick and threw the right hand behind it, and it landed flush. But you can tell he's trying to defend. He's trying to scramble. He tries to go for maybe a single leg there, but Jing Liang was having none of it, man. The shots were raining down. Huge shots right there. Threw the leg kick, and the straight came right down the pipe. What a clean shot. And you can tell it was a clean shot because Atao tried to put both hands up to block because he saw the right coming, and it just passed through the guard. Clean shot right down the pipe. Those, you see a lot of guys throw counter looping rights or counter right hooks, counter left hooks, whatever it is. That straight right, I feel like, is the more superior punch. It's the quicker punch, and I think sometimes even has more power behind it because it's just like a piston moving forward. Just there's no wasted motion, just straight forward, the piston motion. Great TKO right there. That's two Chinese national fighters. 2 W's. I'm telling you, when you go to these countries and you see these guys, granted, Jing Liang's been in the UFC for a while now, but just to see guys really perform in front of their country is really, really cool. That was a great fight. Done a 4-fight win streak now. I'm going to want to see more of Li Jing Liang. 5 people watching in the stream. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Welcome in. If you've never seen this before, this is the W.A.D.E concept. We are live streaming my reaction to the UFC Fight Night Shanghai. Thank you guys for getting up and checking out the stream. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Li Jingliang's been in the UFC for a good little bit. I don't want to call him a journeyman because he's not that. With a 4-fight winning streak, he's a serious 170er, but he's carried that Chinese flag in the UFC for a good little bit. Said he's got tied for the most knockouts in UFC welterweight division since 2014. He is hyping that crowd up. He's got them chanting with him. That's great. True. Galvanizes the crowd, gets him behind him. Of course, he's at home, but that's awesome. Here we go. What did he say? They're asking him who he wants next in the division. Whoa. Jing Liang. They ask him who he wants next. What he wants next? He says one word: championship. I don't know if he's quite there. There are some killers in that 170 division. I do like Jing Liang. I like him a lot. But you have Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. You have, obviously, the champion, Tyron Woodley. You have Jorge Masvidal. You have legit killers in that 170 division, all of which would be favored in the fight against Jing Liang. Robbie Lawler, even R.D.A. now that he's moved up. He is loving this mic time. He is shouting his people out. That's really cool. Championship's probably not anywhere in the immediate future, unfortunately, for Jing Liang. But a great fight nonetheless, and hopefully he can get a contender, man. Hopefully you give him a guy like... who I wouldn't give him is somebody, and I know you guys are probably going to roast me because anytime I talk about this guy, I sound like a fanboy, but I wouldn't give him somebody like Darren Till at all. Darren Till is a scary individual. Scary. Don't feed him to that. Don't feed him to that killer. Don't do that. Oh, Joanna Champion in the crowd. She said she's coming for that belt. She is probably going to get her immediate rematch. She is. She's looking fierce. Ooh, Michael Bisping warming up in the back, showing the 1-2, showing the left, showing the rights, looking focused. I mean, I don't know, man. It's tough to call. Bisping's so game, such a warrior, but Kevin Gastelum is the younger, more fluid fighter at this point in his career. The stand-up is crisp. The technique is almost perfect from Kevin Gastelum on the feet. And when he lands, he puts people down. He put Chris Weidman down, who was in, a lot of people have talked about this. Kevin Gastelum is a small 185er. He is not the tallest 185er in the world, or the biggest size-wise. You got a guy like Chris Weidman who probably cuts from about 210, 215 to get to 185. When he replenishes, he's probably walking in that cage at about 210. And in the Kevin Gastelum fight, granted, Chris Weidman was able to survive, but man, Kevin Gastelum catches you with a 1-2 and puts a guy like that down. He's basically putting a light heavyweight down, and he's a natural 170 or so. You never know, man. Kevin Gastelum was my pick for this fight, and I'm obviously going to stick with it. But I just wish the guy could get the weight cutting. And weight cutting is such a touchy subject because you don't want to see guys deplete themselves. But if Gastelum could get the weight cutting under control, because he almost missed weight in this fight, and a lot of people didn't report about it, but he came in, the first time he weighed in for the UFC Shanghai event, he was 187. And this is a non-title fight, so you can weigh in at 186. But not only are you now missing weight at 170, and they gave him a chance to go replenish and come back, but you almost missed weight at 185. That's not a depletion issue. That's a discipline issue. And unfortunately for Kevin Gastelum, if you can't find a way to discipline yourself to just not eat things you shouldn't eat, or to maintain that weight, then you're never gonna sniff that title. Never. Not even going to get close. So I hope he can get that under control. It starts with that, and it obviously would start with a big win tonight as well, or this morning, and in my case. 8:06 a.m. What's up, Ian? I can't read what you said right there, but I appreciate it, my man. I appreciate the view. Thank you for joining me here this morning. They're showing some fights that are going to be in Detroit, Michigan. Alex Oliveira. But yeah, as for Li Jingliang, it's a great fight for my man. It's a great win. Like I said, though, unfortunately, the top 10 in that welterweight division, it's murderer's row. You know, pick your poison, because anybody in the top 10 could be champ. Literally, any single person could be champ. I don't know who you give him in his next fight in the top 10. I wouldn't touch him. But I think maybe someone like the loser of the Mike Perry fight, that could be something for him. They're showing the top 10 in the middleweight division right now, and that's murderer's row as well. Bisping has the number 2 ranking, but really that probably is Luke Rockhold or Yoel. Realistically, because Bisping has 2 fights left in his career. It meant hello. Hello, Ian. Nice to meet you, brother. Welcome into the stream. Sorry about that. I just couldn't read the first one. But thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for watching. But yeah, I think realistically, Luke Rockhold is the number 2 guy in the middleweight division. And in my opinion, if someone's going to take that belt off St. Pierre or Whitaker, if they even make that fight, if anyone's going to really contend for that belt, because, I mean, the Yoel Romero fight was a war with him and Robert Whitaker. So Yoel can for sure contend, but the difference in Yoel and Luke Rockhold, in my opinion, is the gas tank for Luke Rockhold doesn't run out. MMA wrestling versus, I know that, Yoel Romero is Olympic medalist in wrestling. He's also a little bit older than Luke Rockhold, though. I think Luke Rockhold's is just his control of his opponent, regardless if it's on the ground, if it's on the feet, is as good as Yoel Romero's. Maybe, and I don't want to, ruffle anyone's feathers, but I think maybe sometimes better. What he did to David Branch after he got caught. Now, I will say the one thing about Luke Rockhold is, for whatever reason, I don't know if he's overconfident. I don't know if it's when he gets into a fight, he just doesn't notice it, but his hands are always dropping. And it looks like he doesn't respect sometimes his opponent. And granted, that's how, in my opinion, he lost the title in the first place, not respecting a guy in Michael Bisping that took a fight on 11 days' notice. And a fight that Rockhold had already won. And Bisping surprised him. And I think that's the only way you beat Luke Rockhold is when he beats himself. Because he's so talented, man. He's so talented with his hands, his power, his wrestling. He's throwing guys around that are heavyweights in his gym. You listen to Daniel Cormier talk about how powerful Luke Rockhold is. And this is Daniel Cormier, what really is a heavyweight, and they're showing the highlight of Kevin Gastelum on his feet. Guy's nasty. People forget, Kevin Gastelum's a Tough, the Ultimate Fighter. Won the Ultimate Fighter over Uriah Hall, a guy I was talking about a couple of minutes ago. And Uriah Hall was destined, picked to be the next thing at middleweight. And Kevin Gastelum came out and beat him in the Ultimate Fighter finale. So this guy's, he's for real. But back to Luke Rockhold, they're showing him getting knocked out by Bisping. You listen to Daniel Cormier talk about how strong Rockhold is, and Daniel Cormier, a natural heavyweight and an Olympic wrestler, saying that Rockhold has taken him down, that he's, had his fair share of wars in the gym with him. So, at middleweight, that is true. That is true. Zabit performed really well in the prelims. Thank you, Ian. He did. I didn't mention that, but Zabit actually performed very well. I didn't get to catch that one. Your boy was asleep. But I did watch a highlight there on the card. And here we go with the main event. 8:11 a.m. Thank y'all for joining. I did not catch the prelims in time, but we're watching the main card. UFC Shanghai reaction live stream. Right after the live stream, I'll be breaking down the 3 main fights. Mostly, I'll be breaking down the main event right here. I'm nervous. I'm not even a part of the fight, and I'm nervous. Like I said, Kevin Gastelum, great stand-up. The technique on his 1-2, his left hand, his step-in lead left, or excuse me, his step-in lead right. The jab is always there. Where is Michael Bisping's mental state? Where is he at mentally after the Georges St-Pierre loss? Am I from America? Yes, Ian, I am from America. I am from America. When Kevin Gastelum hits you, and you can see it, they're showing his stats right now. He's got the 3rd highest knockout rate among middleweights. When he hits you, you do fall. He's got power. Also, precision accuracy. I wouldn't akin his accuracy like the most accurate guy, in my opinion, in MMA right now. It's got to be Conor McGregor, just his pinpoint accuracy when he throws shots. But Kevin Gastelum is right up there. His accuracy is laser sharp. And sometimes that's, I mean, more than sometimes, almost all the time, speed beats power, accuracy beats, timing and accuracy beat power any given day. So Kevin Gastelum throwing these shots and snapping them off at the end of punches. It's gonna be tough, man. I don't want to say what I think almost. It doesn't look good for Bisping the way Kevin Gastelum's looked in his last couple fights. Granted, he did lose the Chris Weidman fight, but he looked great in it before he kind of got ragdolled around. Chris Weidman's a monster. And that might be what keeps Kevin Gastelum out of that top 5 range. You know, you can be skilled to a certain point, but when you start fighting guys that are just exponentially bigger than you are, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for you to win that fight. 8 people in the stream. That is amazing. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, getting up with me and watching this early this morning. Ian says Bisping is a tough fighter, a very tough fighter. I 100% agree with you, Ian. There's no one more game than Bisping in the UFC, period. I mean, no one takes short notice fights like Bisping does. The guy is a tough SOB, man. It's hard to you have to do what Georges St-Pierre did to him. You have to put him out, or he will come back like a freaking British zombie and try to box your face off. You have to never gives up. You have to put him away. And his cardio is amazing. That's another factor in this fight. Bisping always has amazing cardio. The thing I keep going back to, though, is where is his mental state right now? He's smiling. He's putting on for the fans, which is a little different than what we saw in the Georges St-Pierre fight. We saw a very focused Michael Bisping, a very direct business Bisping. In this fight, we're seeing a lot of, smiling, waving to the crowd, the thumbs up. Even in the kind of the week leading up, granted he didn't have much time, but even in the press conferences and the week leading up, he just looked happy to be there. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's him being able to finally relax and really just enjoy the last couple of things. But when your mind is not there, can I show the fight? Sorry, Edgar, I cannot show the fight, brother. I apologize. You guys can go, if you want to watch this last main event fight, you can go on the UFC Fight Pass. It's free to download if you guys want to do a free trial. After that, you guys can move forward if you want, but I will not be showing the fight. I apologize, but I'll be reacting to it. So if you guys want to watch along with me, go check it out on the UFC Fight Pass. But yes, Bisping, what I was going to say about that is, he's really taking in this moment. You can tell he's smiling with fans. He's high-fiving people in the crowd. Even this week in the press conferences, he was really kind of nonchalant, goofing off with the press. And it indicates one of two things. Maybe he's just, he's relaxed, there's no fear, and there's nothing going on. He's totally in that moment. Or he's halfway out. And he's kind of on the back, and we all know he's on the back nine, but he's kind of halfway in, halfway out, not completely focused on the fight, and really just trying to soak in that moment because he knows these last 2 are going to be it. And that's a dangerous place to be as a fighter. In any other sport, you can kind of get away with being halfway in, halfway out. Ian's got Bisping. You guys in the live chat, let me know who you got. You going with Michael Bisping? You going with Kelvin Gastelum? I am going to go Gastelum. Bisping does have a 4-inch reach advantage. I did not know that. But the way Gastelum throws, man, it almost nullifies the reach. He snaps off punches right at the end of it. Gastelum, 12 years younger. Kelsey's going with Gastelum. That's my girl. Yes, but let's see. Let's see where Bisping is. Is this going to be tentative Bisping? Not really moving forward. There's Mark Goddard. There he is, boys. Someone check and make sure Conor McGregor is not in the crowd because I don't want him to jump in the cage for this. Can someone please make sure that we got Mark Goddard alone? He's not going to have to fight off Conor McGregor halfway through the fight. But yes, let's see. Is Bisping going to come forward, really push that pace, use that cardio advantage that he always seems to have? Are we going to see Kevin Gastelum set the pace, control the tempo, land big shots, and close the show? Who knows, guys? Who knows? We do know that Michael Bisping obviously does have trouble with wrestling. Now, granted, Kelvin Gastelum's wrestling isn't George St. Pierre's wrestling. And Bisping can get off his back very quickly. He's a great cage. He's probably the best cage walker in MMA. So if he gets up against the cage and you take him down, he's going to pop right back up. And Gastelum probably doesn't have the power that George St. Pierre does, even at George St. Pierre's age. So we will see. I'm nervous, y'all. I am nervous. Bisping. The freaking Brit is always game. How can you not love Bisping, man? How can you not love Michael Bisping? He's going to be sorely missed when he's gone. Like I said, folks, you better appreciate that man right there. Because he doesn't have much time left, and he's been one of the best to ever do it. Never turned anyone down. The man is fighting with one eye, basically, for God's sakes. Ooh, my TV's going a little grainy. I'm not going to touch it, though. There we go. All right, folks. I'm going to get it started. It's a dangerous thing. Dan Hardy just said he thinks Michael Bisping's trying to enjoy this moment. It's dangerous, man. It's tough. It's tough to really be in that moment and really enjoy it because you still got to fight this guy across from you. Here we go. Gastelum coming out throwing the big left already. Nice quad kick from Bisping. Kelvin with the left to the body. Quad kick from him as well. People, I'm telling you, more people are using these quad kicks. A lot of people aren't really taking account of how effective those are on that lead leg. Oh, body kick from Kelvin. People forget, Bisping's got great high kicks as well. He throws a nasty switch kick with his left high kick. Bisping trying to gauge distance. Kelvin moving forward. The clinch on the cage. Let's see if Kelvin tries to employ some of this wrestling. No. Bisping squirts out. Kelvin looking very light on his feet. Bisping. Wide stance. Looking for that jab. A little bit of a slip there from Kelvin. You know Kelvin's going to load that 1-2. Got great movement, man. Doesn't really telegraph his punches either. Bisping tries to throw the 1-2 with the left high kick behind it. Kelvin guessed that one pretty good. Both these guys are taking this fight short notice, so there's going to be a feeling out period, absolutely. This isn't the guy... Oh, nice combo from Bisping. This isn't the guy Kelvin prepared for. And Bisping has never, wasn't really preparing for Kelvin at all. He just come off a fight. So these guys are definitely really trying to figure each other out in the cage. No tape on each other here. This is just a fight. Bisping with the right hand over the top. That landed clean. Yeah, I don't think this is going to the ground anytime soon. Unless Kelvin decides to shoot on Bisping, this is going to be stand-up the entire fight. And I don't think it's going to 5. Kelvin trying to time up. Bisping looking for a counter on the way in. Nice right hand. Bisping moving forward a little bit. Oh, my goodness, Kelvin. Kelvin puts him down. It's over. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Woo. Ooh, man. And that's exactly what I told. That's exactly what I thought, man. If the fight was going to end that quickly, Kelvin Gastelum, that left hand is like a piston. Oh, man. That's rough. Oh, that's so bad. Mike's up. He knows he got caught. What a slip. And then right on the chin from Gastelum. Beautiful, beautiful technique. Gastelum just slips the right hand and then throws the left behind it. Beautiful technique, man. Unbelievable. Beautiful. The technique and the power that Kelvin Gastelum possesses, I might contradict myself. If he catches you, regardless of your weight, because Michael Bisping is a big 185er. Granted, he's an older 185er, but man, your chin can't be conditioned for that. Whoo! And Dan Hardy makes a good point. He was very close to finishing Chris Weidman. If he had finished granted, there's no ifs in MMA, but if he had finished Chris Weidman in that fight, then come back and done this to Michael Bisping, unbelievable. But man, you gotta feel for Bisping, man. The UFC will schedule him again for that retirement fight in London, but for Bisping, this wasn't a fight to win and get his ranking back up in the division. This wasn't that kind of fight. And Bisping's fine now. I mean, that chin is just not what it used to be. You can't go through so many wars. You can't play the game without a price. Everyone pays a price when you play this game. At the end of the day, that chin can't be conditioned, and over years and years and years of fighting, and Bisping has many, many fights. Once it goes, it goes. And that left was stronger than any left that George St. Pierre threw the entire fight. I mean, that was a flush, power left hand. They're interviewing Kevin Gastelum now. I'll have more to say on it after the interview. I want to listen to this. You got to feel for Bisping, man. That's so rough. You got to feel for Michael Bisping. Great win for Kelvin Gastelum, though. Oh, shouts out the crowd. Throw some Chinese in there, some Mandarin in there. It's a huge win for Kelvin Gastelum. That is a huge win for him. Shouts out his family. He calls it the biggest win of his career. And it was. Absolutely it was. Huge win for Kelvin Gastelum. And this is something that you saw with and there's similar parallels. They're going to interview Bisping, it looks like, because Bisping looks fine. He looks like the cobwebs are out, but man, he got caught. They're going to show the replay. Bisping throws a right hook, and it's a little bit looping. Kelvin with the nice head movement. Steps out. The 1-2. Puts him down. Beautiful technique. That step back, the right, boom, the left behind it. Good night. And for Bisping, you can't take too many more of those. At least you don't want to. I understand that he's the count and he's a warrior, and it's so hard to tell him when, to tell somebody. Bisping's watching the replay now. It's so hard to tell a guy when enough is enough and when time is up. But I know he wants to fight in London in March, and maybe it's good for him to and I had my opinions on this fight. If he should have taken it, if he shouldn't have taken it. In retrospect, he probably should have just let this one go. But it's Michael Bisping. What are you going to do? Whoa. Kelvin Gastelum wants the main event in February in Australia with the champ. Well, the interim champ, Robert Whittaker. That's a fight. Both guys come up from 170. Both of them are smaller 185ers. That's a fight. All right, they're going to interview Bisping. See what Bisping's got to say here. Just on Bisping's face, Bisping's 31-9. The guy's been through so many wars. And you can tell on his face he's disappointed, but I think he knows just as well as we do that either tonight or in London, it's over. Bisping can't say too much there. I mean, he just says what we're all thinking, He said he was having fun in there. Said he loves moving around. And you can tell. Bisping, we talked about this before the fight. He was enjoying himself. He was in that moment. And, that can always be a double-edged sword. Maybe there wasn't as much focus on the actual technique and on the readiness of fighting Kelvin Gastelum. They're going to ask him if he wants one more in London. Sorry, there's that language barrier, so they're having to translate for the Chinese people. Bisping being Bisping lets him know that he's not done yet. So I think he's gonna take one more in London, and then I think he's gonna be done. He apologizes to the crowd. He has nothing to apologize for. Bisping is a monster. But this is what I wanted to say on Bisping. So you see guys that have just been in wars, right? You see guys that are veterans that completely empty the gas tank in every fight and just have amazing cardio, great chins, and sometimes their chin, like Chuck Liddell, sometimes their chin is their best asset, right? But in this case, and it happens to every fighter, right? The fight gods don't care if you're the, heavyweight champ, if you're the number one guy on earth. They don't care. At some point in your career, especially as you age, that chin will go. It won't be a concrete chin anymore. It won't be a granite chin. At some point, it's going to go. And when it goes, it doesn't come back, right? And so for a guy like Bisping, and I think, you saw this in the Darren Till Cowboy Cerrone fight, the UFC will jump at any opportunity to, and they do this in pro wrestling a lot, it's called giving the rub, to give the young guy the rub, right? To give him the bolster off of the guy with the name, like Michael Bisping or Cowboy Cerrone, the young guy that's coming up, that the UFC crosses their fingers, and they won't ever say it, but crosses their fingers and hopes that they beat this guy with the big name, because it just bolsters that new guy into a new stratosphere, right? So, and in this case, I think that Bisping kind of got caught up in the trying to redeem himself from losing a fight that really no one really, blamed him for losing. He lost to the best ever in George St. Pierre, and really tried to come back and erase that from his mind. He has his own reasons. I'm not going to question the man. Bisping's a legend in the sport. But the UFC, of course, I think jumped at the opportunity to, include him in this card, so that hopefully, and again, they would never come out and say it, but crossing their fingers that Kevin Gastelum would land that big left like he did and put Bisping down. And now how big is Kevin Gastelum going to be? The only thing, obviously, it's on Fight Pass, but if people see that, now you're going to know, well, who's that guy that knocked out Michael Bisping again? It's Kelvin Gastelum. And again, without the loss to Chris Weidman, he's very impressive at 185. And granted, rankings are what they are, and the UFC rankings sometimes don't mean that much, but I don't think you can give him a fight yet against Whitaker, maybe one or two more wins, but I would love to see that fight. Both guys, again, smaller 185ers. How would Gastelum do with the wrestling of Whitaker, with the pace of Whitaker always coming forward on him? Awkward angles, throwing big kicks. How would he do with that? I'm not sure. Be a great fight, though. Right now they're showing Francis Ngannou on the screen. They're promoting the 218 card. This guy is a freak. Yeah, that card's going to be nuts. The UFC 218 card is going to be crazy. And I hope you guys are here to watch it with me. Let's break down the main event really quick, and I'll get you guys out of here. Thank you so much for watching the live stream. We got 3 people still watching. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate Edgar. I appreciate Ian. Of course, I appreciate Kelsey. I appreciate anybody else that tuned in for the time that I was on today. We'll break down this main event really quickly, and we'll get you guys out of here. By the way, one more time, I'll plug it, and then I'll leave it alone. We just set up a Patreon account for this, for the W.A.D.E Concept podcast and for the live stream reactions, for the MMA breakdowns. We just set up the page. It's right here. If you guys can't read that, that is the patreon.com/Wade Plemons. You guys can go there, check out the tiers that I have. If you want to contribute to the channel, you can. I'll never ask you to do so. But if you would like to, I really appreciate it. Anything is welcome. And you guys can see on there we have different tiers for what you guys can do and what access you get. And so I appreciate anybody that goes and checks that out. Let me know what you think there. But so this main event, so you had Michael Bisping, who is, again, ranked number 2 in the middleweight rankings. Realistically, after that loss, he'd probably be around 5 or 6 against Kelvin Gastelum, who would be the number 9 middleweight in the world. The first round was really just, a story of kind of what you thought would happen. Bisping trying to come out and establish himself again. And it was more not even about the actual fight. It was more about the story of Michael Bisping coming into this fight, and it really just playing out in front of your eyes, because you see Michael Bisping coming into the fight, really smiling, really soaking in that moment, walking to the cage, high-fiving the Chinese people. It's the first time he's ever fought in China, so you can't really, blame him for trying to live in that moment. But again, when you see guys do this, and Joe Rogan talks about this a lot of fighters talk about this, when you see guys really trying, because there's killers in this UFC, in MMA, in combat sports. You have the guys that are on the come up, the hungry guys that don't want anything but wins, they don't want anything but belts, and you see that centralized focus. And even Bisping had it in the George St. Pierre fight. 100% confidence he was winning that fight. This week coming into this fight, you saw a different Bisping. You saw a guy that was just happy to be there almost, right? And I don't want to say that was the reason that he got knocked out, but I'm sure it definitely contributed. When your focus isn't 100% on the fight, especially against a young guy, Kelvin Gastelum's only 26. For reference, I'm 25 years old. He's only 1 year older than me, and he's been in the UFC now for, I think, 4 years. So this guy is a seasoned veteran at 26, and he's not even hit his prime yet. So that's not any guy you want to mess with as far as not taking him seriously in the octagon. And that's probably part of the reason that Bisping got knocked out. But the fight itself, a feeling out period from Bisping. He wanted to come forward, establish his game, show he's still Michael Bisping, right? Kelvin Gastelum really kind of stood in there and gauged what Bisping was doing. He even said it in the post-fight press conference. We know he likes to throw the left hand and come with the right hook over the top. Even in the short amount of time they had to prepare for Bisping, they saw that in his game, right? And so Kelvin Gastelum just sitting there timing the punches, really getting his range. You saw him start to open up a little bit with the 1-2s.
The lead right hand is really what sets up that. I mean, for anyone, obviously, but his lead right hand really kind of masks that left hook. And then the beautiful, obviously, it wasn't much because it ended halfway through the first round, but the beautiful sequence at the end of the fight there. He had Bisping throwing the right hook, looping right, Kelvin Gastelum stepping back, countering with the right hand, and then coming with the massive left hand to put the lights out and end the show. A great fight for Kelvin. I won't harp on it too much more just because it is what it is. I'm a big Bisping fan, but you could kind of see the writing on the wall there coming into this fight against a young, hungry Kelvin Gastelum. The only thing I'll say is Kelvin Gastelum has to get the weight under control. Has to. Find a way to get that weight cut to come down smoothly because you can be a contender in the 185 division. You can. With that kind of one-touch power, you can be a contender, but you have to find a way to make 185. I mean, for God's sake, you moved up from welterweight because you're depleting yourself. I get that. But it's not a depletion issue when you're missing at 185 now. It's just a discipline issue. We talked about this before. So for Kelvin Gastelum, you have to get that under control. Other than that, man, the technique and the stand-up, beautiful. Almost flawless. So we'll see where he goes. I don't know what would be the next fight for him. I don't know. It would be a good matchup maybe with Derek Brunson. I could see that matchup going really well. Maybe a guy like Jacare I could see him going with. They keep trying to put Kelvin with these big-name guys, right? They gave him his first real test with Chris Weidman, and he did well, especially in that first and second round. He was really doing well, and then obviously Chris Weidman being the bigger guy in that fight really took the wrestling to Kelvin Gastelum, really put him on his back and showed him, what a real middleweight feels like. So that's an area he has to close the hole on. But I could see them putting him in a fight with a guy like Jacare. I could see that for sure. Jacare, another kind of older fighter that's still in that top 5, the top 8 range to really get him another. If he gets another couple of quality wins and then you throw him in there, he's ready for the main event at that point. He's ready for that title fight. When he get 2 or 3 more big wins, he's ready for that title fight. Whoever it may be. I don't know if they're going to make the St. Pierre Whitaker fight, but whoever that may be. I'm excited. This card, especially the main card, we didn't get to see the prelims just because that would have been a 4 a.m. or something start on the East Coast, but or a 5 a.m. start. But a guy like Li Jingliang, man, I'm excited about him. Obviously, he's been in the game now in the UFC for a good amount of time. But at 170, he calls for a title shot. Don't think that that's anything near close to happening for him. But put on a great performance. A guy like Wang Guan put on an amazing performance in his UFC debut. Alex Garcia with a big win by rear naked choke. We had some really good. It was a really good main card today. I think there were some guys that are introduced to MMA fans that maybe possibly weren't really noticed, especially a guy like Wang Guan. I think there's some big things in the future of him in the 145 division. Got really good power in that right hand. Even the step in left got really good power. Don't really agree with the split decision win for him. I think he won that unanimously. But and then the main event, obviously, Kelvin Gastelum keeps his bolstering his name in the middleweight division. So props to all the guys on the card. Thank you guys for watching. We're going to go ahead and end the stream now. We will, obviously, as we keep going, we'll do some more fight breakdowns. Later on in the week, we'll have our MMA Weekly live stream, so you guys check that out at the W.A.D.E Concept on YouTube. Get at me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I got all that stuff linked in the description there. You guys, let me know what you thought about the live stream. Let me know what you thought about the fights. Hit that like button if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. This is the W.A.D.E Concept where we are debating, and in this case, watching everything. Thank you guys so much for the support today. I really appreciate you getting up and watching it with me. We'll see you next time. I'm not sure when we'll be live streaming again. Hopefully the 218 card. Maybe even before that. We'll see. But we will have our MMA Weekly this week. We'll have some other stuff coming up as well. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. I appreciate the watch, guys. Thank you.